Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. It is a bright, this is like, yeah, it is noon. Thursday, my bad, Wednesday of the week. It's always nice to have you guys on board with us. As usual, I'm just going to give a minute to allow most of you guys to come in before we start the business of the day. But even as you guys keep coming in, I would like to urge each and every one of you, if you can just do us a favor by dropping in your name, your location, what you are into on the chat box, so that it will give the presenter a bigger and wider view of what you guys are into. So the floor is open. Just drop it on our chat box, your name, where you are attending the webinar from, what you are into, and what are some of your expectations. Well, like I said, I will be giving just a minute. I can see I have quite a number of attendees on my list. Again, I will just take it out from here, even as more people join us for the presentation. Uh, Good afternoon once again and welcome. For those of you guys that are joining us for the first time, my name is Galgo Sahaya and I'm a training coordinator with the Temple Small Business Development Center. The Temple Small Business Development Center helps small businesses start and grow. We offer free one-on-one consulting and a variety of low to no cost webinars. We are proud to be part of the nationally accredited network of the Small Business Development Centers, which has over 1,000 networks across the United States. We're here this afternoon for a webinar on social media marketing through videos. A copy of the PowerPoint and a link to the recording will be sent to all the attendees. Being a webinar, all the attendees have been muted. However, we always encourage you guys to drop your questions on the Q&A or the chat box. Without further ado, please allow me to welcome my wonderful presenter, even as she takes over the floor for the presentation. Angela, you are highly welcome.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. Let me share my screen. There we go. I'm going to be taking questions at the end of my presentation, so feel free to write them down or put them in the chat, and then we can get to them at the end. I have a lot of information here, so we are also going to send out a PDF that includes links that are from the presentation, along with some stats and stuff like that. So if you don't catch everything the first time around, not a problem. All right, so let's get going. Today, we're going to be reviewing what types of platforms to use for social media for your business. We're going to be talking about what types of videos to create and then how to start creating videos. Like I said, we're going to do Q&A at the end. I always suggest writing down 3 takeaways throughout the presentation because it's so easy to just sit there, have everything wash over you, and then you forget everything afterwards. So just write down 3 takeaways. And as I said, I'll be sending out that extra PDF. I am Angela Wolf, and I own Angela Wolf Video, and we do digital marketing and branding videos for small to mid-sized companies. So that's where I'm coming from with all this information. It's what we do. And I am a Temple grad. I went to Temple's Film and Media Arts department. So love getting to be back and working with the Temple crew. So first off, real quick, what is social media marketing? It's pretty much the go-to marketing right now, especially for small businesses. It's when you are putting your brand and your information out on social media. And one reason that it's so popular with small businesses is that it's free, right? There's a way that you can be posting and sharing completely for free without having to pay for advertising, unlike back in the day when you had to pay to put your commercial on television or put your picture on a highway billboard, right? So social media is really low bar to entry, which is nice, but then it's all about figuring out those SEOs and figuring out the algorithm so that you can still be popping up in people's feeds. People can find you even if you aren't paying for sponsored posts. So why are we talking about video? Well, besides the fact that that's what my company does, video is the best ROI as polled by marketers. Obviously, I'm a little biased, but the numbers support that. 91% of consumers want to see more online content, online video content, um, because that is just the visual aspect of video really plays into how humans tend to experience the world. You get both the visual and the audio coming together, and it's more engaging. And not only do people want to see that information, want to see that type of content, but also consumers react to that kind of content. So 66% of consumers think it's engaging, and then they share that. And that's where we're kind of dialing in on this free aspect of social media marketing, is that video gets 1200% more shares than text and photo posts combined. So if you're looking for a way to get your message out, your brand recognized, for free, for that word of mouth style of advertising, video is the way that's going to happen. And again, that people are convinced to buy through video as well. It's not just that they share it and they like it and they engage with it, but also it leads to them making purchases. So now we're going to go into the different types of social media platforms. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of social media platforms. We're going to just review a couple of them quickly. And the ones we're going to be talking about are video specific. So we all know Twitter is really big right now, in the news always. Not going to follow Twitter because not really a video platform. So we're going to look at the biggest ones for social media videos. First one, of course, you can't talk video without talking YouTube. So YouTube is one of the ones that is your go-to for when you're looking up video content. People like to watch entertaining videos, how-to videos. They learn about hobbies. They see new trends. That's where people go to look up videos. So one of the great things that YouTube offers for small businesses, again, we're talking about non-paid. Obviously, you can do paid advertising on YouTube, but to use it in a non-paid way is utilizing their algorithm. So knowing what keywords people are searching for, looking for, finding that perfect watch time, where YouTube really loves 10-minute videos. They don't want something super long, but YouTube's not good for short form videos. They want to keep people on the site, but they want to make sure they're actually watching the video. So that 10-minute mark tends to be ideal for YouTube. And the best part of using YouTube is going to be creating those how-to and about videos, because that's what people look for. If you are a plumber and you make a video that says how to fix a sink, well, people are Googling and YouTubing, how do I fix my sink? You pop up, your video pops up, they watch it, and now as a YouTube series, you've got a whole series about how to do handy things around your house. And not only are you building your brand awareness, you become a thought leader in the space. And now people who are in your area can say, oh my gosh, you're the one who fixes everything. I've gotten to a point where I can't fix this on my own. I need to hire you. So that's kind of the best way to utilize YouTube in a free way. The other way I always suggest is put everything on YouTube. Any video you make should live there because it's free. It's free to upload. It's free to keep them there. It's free to then embed them on your website or anywhere else, or you can even just make them private and only you can see them, just as a great way to save all the videos you've ever made for your company. Next is Facebook. So Facebook is one of those things that's always kind of the question is like, is it still relevant? Is it not quite relevant anymore? And it really depends on your demographic that you're reaching out to. So millennials and Gen Xers and boomers all still use Facebook. 70% of adults still use Facebook. So I would definitely say that it is still relevant. Now, if you're going for Gen Zs and the younger crowd, I would not be posting on Facebook. But if you're looking for, again, millennials, Gen Xers, boomers, Facebook is a great place to be having a brand page, to be posting and sharing videos. So, um, part of the fun things about Facebook is they do link in with Instagram, which will be our next platform we review. But also, they're really good about having like that feedback, that content, having people be able to engage with what you're saying and what you're posting. They also offer live streams, which is can be scary, but also another great way to engage more personally with your audience because they can ask questions, they can comment live, and you can respond live. Always fun. So, Facebook really prioritizes videos that have a lot of views, that have a lot of engagements, and don't have negative feedback. So on Facebook, you can actually click on a video and say hide or say don't show me things like this. That will knock down the algorithm and tell people, like, tell the algorithm, don't show this to anyone. So if you're not getting that negative feedback, if people are watching your video and they're doing the little different comments, the likes, the hearts, messaging and commenting on it, all of that stuff is what's really going to help boost your organic reach on Facebook. And again, just why video? It gets 89 times more shares on Facebook than any other content on Facebook, which is a wild amount. So it's where it takes more time and you have to a little bit more finesse to make a video than to post just text that you type out. But the amount of reach you get from a video over just a text post or over just photos is so much bigger that it's definitely worth it. Now, the big thing about pretty much every project we're going to talk about here is, or platform, is that the native video uploads. So native video is meaning that you uploaded it directly to their website. So usually, like I said last time, the only way to post on YouTube is to upload to YouTube. On Facebook and a lot of these other sites, you can post a link to a video and the algorithm will bury that. They don't want you to leave their platform essentially. And so if you upload your video directly to Facebook, you're going to get 10 times more potential reach than if you just share a link to a video. So always upload it to the specific site you are sharing it on. And then, like I said, next is Instagram. Instagram is owned by Facebook, so there's very similar things with how they do their algorithm, how they treat their content. However, it's a slightly different use of the app. So the app's more is always been about photos, much more visual. You don't really do text. You can't do a pure text post on Instagram. And it's really more about kind of scrolling. I feel like Facebook really encourages people to sit on a page and talk with each other. Instagram's more about just like double click, get that heart, move along. So because of that, it's just a slightly different types of videos you might want to be posting on there. So the user profile for Instagram is going to be a little bit younger. We're looking at that Gen Zs, we're looking at millennials, and kind of like that end of the spectrum. We also see with Instagram that people will buy directly from the platform. So Instagram offers like a marketplace on their through their app. And so if you are someone who sells a product, you absolutely want to be on the Instagram marketplace. 35% of users make a purchase directly from the platform. So what you do is you set up the marketplace, you put in all the things your products you're selling, how much it is, you set up pretty much the same way like you would do with like a Squarespace or whatnot. And then when you post photos and videos, you can tag the actual product from the marketplace into whatever photo or video you're posting. So as people are scrolling, they see it, they click it, and they can just buy it right there. They don't have to go to your website, they don't have to leave. And that ease is what gets people to buy quicker. And again, with the idea that on Instagram you can share, people are sharing posts, they're sending it to friends, they're like, oh my God, doesn't this look cool? And it's popping up in people's feeds. And that's all what's generating this free advertisement. Now, Instagram's priorities are really about keeping things relevant. So staying on topic, don't post something that's about the winter time if it's the summer, keeping things very topical. They kind of review your content to figure out if it's topical. So they look at they listen to the audio, the captions, even the pixels, and then of course hashtags. But hashtags end up being kind of lower and lower on the scale of what tells these algorithms what it's about. I think the algorithm slash the people in charge of the algorithms have figured out that people will do a hashtag that's popular that has nothing to do with the video or the photo. And that's always frustrating as someone who's scrolling. If you're looking for content about your favorite show and someone tags that show, but this content is about a dog, you're like, wait, this isn't what I was looking for. So hashtags are becoming less and less important in the SEOs, and the actual audio, what you're saying, what you're showing, all of that is coming into the algorithms figuring out who they should show this video content to. And of course, Instagram is competing with TikTok. So they are really pushing Reels right now. Reels are all video. You can kind of post a photo reel, but it's not the point. The point of Reels are videos. And that is what is really being pushed on Instagram right now. You can do up to a minute 30 on Instagram for Reels. So got to keep that in mind when you're making a video for Instagram. Reels are also 9:16, which is up and down, that, typical phone framing. And they're quick. They're, again, meant to just kind of like double tap and move along and keep watching them. So they get 1 billion shares a day, and that's why they keep pushing those out there. LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is the platform if you are a B2B. Instagram is perfect if your company is B2C. LinkedIn's where you want to be if you're B2B. Again, it's tons of millennials, a lot of boomers. And the really great part about LinkedIn is typically the people who are making decisions at a company tend to be on LinkedIn. So that really helps with reaching the right audience, right? If the intern at a company isn't the one who's going to decide to make a purchasing order for the company, right? So marketing to that person isn't helpful if you're doing a B2B. So it's where the people who make decisions are. LinkedIn is also one of those things that's kind of okay to be checking at work, right? Because it's work. So people will check it throughout the day when it's like work related, versus the other social medias tend to be more on like the beginning of the day and end of the day. LinkedIn has a few priorities. Again, absolutely needs that native video. It gets more engagement. When you ask questions and people are commenting on your post, that really helps boost your post in the algorithm. Having strong keywords in what you type out is super important, and not overdoing the hashtags. Again, they just know that people use hashtags as just kind of a way to try and skirt around the system. So make sure just use a couple of hashtags that are relevant, and then make sure your keywords in your write-up are strong. I do just see a quick question. What's B2B? B2B is business to business. So I'm a B2B company. I'm a videographer, and I work with other companies to create videos for them. So that would be B2B. B2C would be business to customer. So that would be if you sell a product and you sell necklaces to consumers directly. So B2C is business to consumer. So those are just two different types of companies. And because you have two different types of clients that you're servicing, you're going to find those people in different areas. And lastly is TikTok. It's always exciting because TikTok, past couple weeks has kind of died out, but has recently been in the news quite a lot. Um, but as the biggest video platform, one of the biggest video platforms right now, I thought I had to talk about it. So, 2 billion monthly users worldwide. And the big thing is that people spend 95 minutes a day on this app, which is wild. Because if you look, just a regular website, like if you get 5 minutes of someone's time on a website, that's a big deal. So the idea that people spend so much time on um, on TikTok is something that we want to be able to utilize and really take advantage of. So again, TikTok's going to be on that younger age range where they're Gen Zs, and TikTok's really, really great for, again, products. If you have a soap company, you sell soap. One of the most fun things I do to relax is watch people make soap on TikTok, and they show like their process, and it's sometimes it's sped up, sometimes it's slowed down, sometimes they have a voiceover, but just like watching people make soap feels very relaxing to me. So it's that type of thing that is utilized so well on TikTok. If you have a product that you physically make, post behind the scenes videos, post you making these products, show off the products. How do people use them? What do they do with them? And then, of course, utilizing trends can help boost that in getting you on people's For You page. Another thing that TikTok really looks at prioritizing again is captions. You have to turn the captions on for TikTok, but I always absolutely recommend turning on captions. One, it's important for accessibility. You want everybody to be able to see and enjoy and learn about your videos. So you want to have captions so people who are hard of hearing can still watch and enjoy. But then also the algorithm uses those generated captions to figure out what your video is about. And you keep saying keywords throughout your video, the algorithm picks up on those keywords and sends the video out to other people who like videos that use those same keywords. TikTok's also really nice in the sense that a lot of the other platforms kind of rely on who you already follow. You know, Facebook really relies on who do you follow and who do your friends follow. So if I don't follow a company and my friends don't follow that company, I'm probably not going to see posts from that company. On TikTok, the For You page is all about showing um, users people they've never seen before and they haven't interacted with yet, and showing them the most popular, exciting new things. And so because of that, you can really grow an audience pretty quickly and pretty organically on TikTok compared to Instagram and Facebook. The other great thing I love about TikTok is the community. Um, if you're on Book Talk, it's all just people talking about books all the time. It's finding that niche. I'm somehow on board game TikTok. I got kind of like put into that algorithm, and now I get to learn about all new board games and talk with board game designers, and I just think it's the coolest thing ever. But it's TikTok's very good at finding niches. And so if your brand fits into a niche, TikTok can really be a great way to utilize that. Whatever problem you're trying to solve for. We're going to pause that for a minute. So now we're going to get into types of videos. After we did that quick overview of different types of social media platforms, I'm going to show you an example of these videos, and then we can go over them really quickly. So this one is going to be a brand video, and importance of a brand video is introducing your brand. Who is it? What are your values? What's your style? And what sets you apart? And that's the great thing about the video versus reading something on your website, is you don't get a vibe. You don't get to really know the style and there's just like a je ne sais quoi about seeing and hearing somebody speaking versus just reading text on a page. For your business, video is whatever problem you're trying to solve for your business, video is the answer. Do you want to boost sales?
Make a video. Do you want to attract top talent? Make a video. Do you want people to stay engaged and retain what you're telling them? Make a video. Here at Angela Wolf Video, we give personality to your content. Whether you want to increase brand awareness, sell products and services, or create an online course, video is the way to do it. Video gets 12 times the amount of shares than text and image content combined. So it's no wonder why 86% of brands use video as a marketing tool. But how do you create a video? Well, you could ask one of your employees to drop everything they are doing, learn a completely new skill, and spend weeks creating a shaky iPhone video. No? All right, well, how about purchase thousands of dollars worth of equipment? You can then hire a team of full-time employees and create a video department at your company. That's great if you have an extra couple $100,000 in your budget to spend each year. But what if you don't? Andrew Wolf Video works with small to mid-sized companies to handle all of their video needs. We offer pay-per-project rates, so you only pay for the videos you need. Our experienced team has the flexibility to create videos quickly and professionally. I work closely with each client to create a video that fits their business needs while fulfilling their creative vision, whether it's creating 30-second social media content, live streaming a corporate event, or making a brand video for your website. You know, like what you're watching right now. Angela Wolf Video can take your project from idea to finished video. Fill out the inquiry form on our homepage and we'll prepare a free quote for your project. Is video right for your brand? You have to admit, this video was way more engaging than reading a wall of text. Give personality to your content with Angela Wolf Video.
All right, so that's obviously my brand video. And you can see the way that it's edited, the style, the music, it kind of gives this upbeat feel. It shows some of the work I can do. Again, especially if you're a service business like what I am, I find videos very helpful for brand video because it's really hard to show a picture or to write out a paragraph about, oh, this is the service I provide, but you're not really letting the person see and experience that service. So by creating this brand video, it really demonstrates your services a lot better. Of course, product videos are always important too, and it's great for if you are a product company, but I find for service companies, brand videos are crucial. I like to keep them under 3 minutes. The style should be completely you. You know, if you are not an upbeat, bubbly type of a company, if you're a spa, then the brand video I just made would not be good for you, right? This was not a relaxing moment. So it's just a great way to show your potential clients who you are and what they can expect. Another,
Indianapolis, I'm Kelly Bass.
Sorry, these like to autoplay. So the next video type is a how-to or an explainer video. These are going to be perfect to put on YouTube, like I mentioned. You're going to want to make these a little bit longer, maybe that 10 to 15 minute mark. If you put them on TikTok, which there's actually a lot of how-to videos on TikTok, great, but they're going to have to be under 3 minutes. And you want to format it to be the up and down portrait style instead of landscape. The great way to do this is you go to answerthepublic.com and you type in 1 or 2 keywords about your business, and then it will show you all the different Google queries that people put in there. If I put in the question, like if I put in there social media, then it pops up, how to use social media for branding, how to use social media for teenagers or whatever it is, right? No one's Googling that one. But so it'll tell you exactly what people are searching for. And then you take those search key terms and key phrases and you turn them into how-to or explainer videos that pertain to your brand. Again, this is just a really great way to make you a thought leader in this space, to be sharing content and having people think of you first the next time they have a question. And just a free way of people are already looking for this content, right? You don't have to try and invent a new, exciting, like eye-catching, storytelling moment. People are already looking for this. They want to know how to do this one thing they searched for. and you're just giving that to them. So it's a really nice way to naturally and organically connect with the audience. The site to find that is right here, answerthepublic.com. And all the links and these videos I'm sharing are going to be in the PDF that we send out afterwards. So this is a video I edited for a real estate broker. And instead of, she of course makes videos about all the homes that she's selling. This one's a little bit different. This one is a how-to video. So not directly selling anything particular. It's just, again, something that when people Google how to stage a home, she comes up, they see her, they fall in love with her. And then when they're ready to sell their house, she's the one they think of.
Hey Indianapolis, I'm Kelly Baston with Bond Real Estate Co. here at Compass, and today we are at Austin Oaks in Zionsville. We're staging this beautiful home to prep it for listing, so I thought it would be fun to bring you along with me to show you a little bit about the staging process and why it's so important whenever we are preparing your home to sell. Now in this particular home, we are using a mix of the seller's personal items.
So you see, this one's longer, again, because it's a like a how-to video. She's gonna walk through, she's gonna give some voiceover, she's gonna talk to the camera, she interviews somebody, which is great because now you're combining not only her audience, Kelly's audience, we're combining Nested Spaces audience, we're showing two things. It's just like a really great way to have some good content that has really good information that people want to see. Next type of video that I suggest for social media is Q&A or interview videos. So these are really good for Instagram. They're really good for LinkedIn if you're, again, a B2B where you're marketing to other businesses. I feel like it can give you a lot of credibility. And then Facebook's really good for this as well. The great part about Q&A or interview videos is that you can collaborate with other brands, kind of like I just mentioned that Kelly did in her real estate video. You can do this cross promotion, which Facebook and Instagram make really easy to do because you can kind of just share it on multiple pages at once. So you're utilizing two sets of audiences instead of just your own. And the thing I love to use with Q&A are, again, going to be kind of searching for questions people are asking online, or what are questions people ask you when they come to your brand? A lot of people have like FAQs on their website. Make a video instead. Do a FAQ video series instead of just like a long list of things to people read. And this will really help with your SEOs on your website. And then you can share them periodically on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn. And so you kind of get you get to use everything twice. And that's my goal when I'm creating content, is how can I use this the most and get the most out of it? So these, I think, should be really short, 30 seconds up to maybe 5 minutes. It's going to be more like a fireside chat. You're going to be chatting with friends. You're going to be kind of discussing whatever the topic is. And it's a great way also, if you have employees, to kind of show off who else works at your company, who is the company besides you. So this one is just really short. It's by a patent lawyer, and it's a patent law firm, and they're talking to one specific lawyer at the law firm asking about patents.
Hi, David. Hi. Can I still sell my product in a country even if I don't have a patent there?
The short answer is yes. You can definitely sell your product in a country where you don't have a patent. However, you lack the protection and the ability to stop someone else in that country from selling something similar to you. So yes, of course you can still sell, but having the ability to stop someone else from selling what you're selling, that only comes with having a patent. So you want to have both if possible.
So you see, really short, like 36 seconds. And this is definitely a question they pulled off of Answer the Public, right? Can I sell a product in a company I don't have a patent for? That's perfect. It has exactly what to do with their business. It's a short answer, easy for people to look up, and such an easy format to post all over social media. And that's just like a really nice bite-sized content to share with people. Now we have behind the scenes videos. These are really fun. I kind of talked about them briefly. They're great for TikTok and Instagram. Let me see you make your product. If you sell products, I want to see how that works. You can also do a day in the life. That's really popular, where you kind of just like wake up in the morning, show people getting ready, going to work. What do you do when you're at work at your business? How do you run your business? Obviously not like the secret sauce part of your business, but the, everyday part that you can kind of show on social media. Little things that make it personal, like getting lunch, talking with friends at work, your commute, like do you drive, do you take the subway, that kind of stuff is kind of gives it a little bit more of a personal touch that TikTok in particular really, really likes. TikTok is a site that things can be less polished if they feel more genuine. If it's just you and your phone, that's totally fine, but then people want to feel a personality coming through the phone and not just something like a stock image or something like that. I suggest under 3 minutes. TikTok pretty much has that 3 minute mark limit. Instagram has a 90-second limit. So we want to keep it in that. Plus it's behind the scenes, so you don't really need to watch it for a long time. I think the best behind the scenes get a little like hypnotic, a little visual. It kind of like, it's just like a soothing thing to watch. And again, you're just keeping your brand top of mind. They're watching it and learning about your brand. And to them, it's fun and soothing and relaxing, but like subconsciously, they're thinking about you. So this is a video I created for Drexel University, where of course they don't sell products, but they were doing a art installation. And so we made a behind the scenes video of them installing the art. So you see we do time lapses to make things go quicker, then we do some slow-mo to make things go slower. And it really helps with like kind of that like relaxing, hypnotic, let things kind of like wash over you feel. All right, so now last section is how do we get started? So we're gonna jump in first. Of course, you need a camera. Easiest, quickest one to do is your cell phone, because 9 times out of 10, that's what people have on them, and it's probably a pretty good camera, all considering. When you're using your cell phone, some tips is you want to use the back camera, not the selfie camera. So here's my phone. This is the back camera. Don't film on the front. Part of that is because your front camera is lower pixels. Another part of that is your front camera is a wide angle, so it makes you look a little bit different than when you're filming with your back camera. Also, now a lot of more modern phones have multiple lenses on the back, and that way you can really use a better lens depending on what you're filming. If you need to zoom in or zoom out versus if you do it on the front, it's going to be like a digital zoom in or a digital zoom out, and it's not going to look as good. Always use a tripod. That's one of the big things. It's trying to talk and show content and then hold the phone at the same time is just one too many things, and it's always shaky and people are going to get seasick. So you can buy little tiny tripods that go right on your table. Very cheap, just something to prop up the phone so it's not bouncing around while people are trying to watch it. I like to record in 4K and then kind of crunch it down and export it in 1080. That gives you better quality. And again, it just kind of helps with the quality of the video itself, so it's not blurry. Next up would be webcams, like what I'm using right now. I'm using my built-in webcam on my Mac, but you can buy external webcams that have better video capabilities depending on what you have on your computer. You definitely want to do 1080, that's HD. That's pretty much the minimum of what everything's going to be posting. So minimum 1080, if not 4K for your resolution. And I recommend recording on your computer. You can use Zoom, or if you have iMovie is really great to record in because it won't compress it as much as Zoom does, but iMovie is only available for Mac computers. Couple other tips is always look at eye level for the lens. So this is a good tip while you're in a Zoom meeting as well. You know, you don't want to be down here looking up at your computer. You don't want to be up here looking down on your computer. You want your eye level to match where the lens is for any camera you're using. For audio, you can see I've got my little microphone in right now. One of the great secrets of a good video is good audio. Almost more important than the video itself is the audio. I can cover up bad video with photos. I can add stuff to it, no problem. But if people can't hear and understand what the video is about, then we're going to have a problem. And it also just makes it feel more amateur. So no matter what, I say use a microphone. You can use something as simple and free as the iPhone headset, you know, the little one that you just plug in that comes free with your phone. I think they still come free. The little wired one. I'm using a lav mic. Lav mics are these little clip mics, like what's in my the picture of it. You can see it here. There's a whole bunch of different types. The cheap ones, you can just plug them directly into your phone. If you're filming on your phone, you need something a little bit more like this. This is a Rode Go 2 mic. If you want to plug it into your computer, you need like a different interface for that. Or you can bump up to a studio microphone if you're filming a lot on your computer. That's going to be like the Yeti. That's going to be kind of like the broadcast microphone or a podcasting microphone. This sounds intuitive, but it's hard to remember. The microphone should be facing the speaker and pointed towards your chest. So your voice does not actually come from your mouth. It really comes from your chest. And so that's where we want to be pointing the microphone at, and it has to be pointing towards you. If I do this and I move my microphone away, it's hard to hear me now. So we don't want to, just having a microphone isn't good enough. You need to make sure the microphone is pointed in the right direction, in the right area. You want to plug your microphone directly into your camera or your video. That way you don't have to resync it later. Professionals typically record it separately because you can actually get a little bit better audio that way, but then it adds a lot into the editing process. So I recommend just plug your microphone directly into your camera to avoid that. And then be in a quiet space. Turn off radios, TVs, electronics such as air conditioners and heaters, and don't film in a kitchen because you're going to have the hum of the refrigerator. So a lot of little background noises really add up on video, and so it's really important to avoid that kind of stuff. And then of course we need the lights. The light should be in front of you. Another one that is sounds intuitive. I always recommend filming in front of a window. And when I say that, you want the window in front of your face. You want the camera between you and the window, and then you looking out past the camera out the window. That's just a really great free way to get some nice natural light. You don't want to have any lights on behind you or too much lights behind you. That'll make you it'll blow out the background, make you look like a shadow. And just watch the colors. Lights have colors. The typical light bulb you have in your house is going to be yellow, and outside natural daylight is blue. So if you're filming next to a window, turn off your yellow lights in your house. If you're going to film with yellow lights in your house, close all the blinds and don't use your windows. In getting a ring light that it's called bicolor or adjustable color temperature, will help you kind of dial in to match whatever ambient light you're using. And then once you finish filming, you have to edit. So CapCut is a free editor. People use it all the time on TikTok. I'm gonna be honest, I've never used it because it's one of those free versions that you can just drag and drop and do. It's pretty limited, but it's a quick, easy thing to do if editing is not your full-time job, like it is for me. The next kind of step up from CapCut would be something like iMovie or DaVinci Resolve, which both are free. They've got a little bit more of a learning curve, but they have a lot more features. And then lastly, we've got stuff like Adobe Premiere and Final Cut or Avid. These all cost money. Some of them, Premiere is, $50 every month. So it's a pain in the butt. They can be a little bit harder to learn, but these are the types of things that professionals use. Movies are edited on these. So they have a ton of features depending on what type of, if you're doing an extensive brand video, probably Premiere is going to be what you want to use. You don't want to use CapCut for a fancy brand video that's going to live on your homepage. And that is the end of my presentation. So like I said, my company is Angela Wolf Video. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn or Facebook. And I'm ready for questions. I can stop sharing now. There you
go. Quick one, Angela, please. Before we continue with the questions, I just posted a 30-second survey about today's webinar. This goes to our wonderful attendees. Remember, we at Temple SPDC, we always cherish your feedbacks, even as it helps us in improving the services we provide to you guys at a low cost. So kindly take 30 seconds of your time and help us to fill out the survey link. Again, I'll still go ahead and post it for the second time. Thank you. You can continue.
Perfect. So let's see. We got a lot of questions. So I'm going to just pull them as I see them. And I apologize if I don't get to everybody. So I do real quick see, we want to know what is the ratio for video on phone. It's going to be a 9:16, which is going to be 1080 by 1920 is the ratio. And that's when you're filming up and down like this. What you see on TV, HD, the normal like side to side is 1920 by 1080 for the pixels, or 16:9 for the ratio. That's a little bit more of a techie information. But you'll just want to, if you're posting on TikTok, you want to make sure you're filming it in the portrait up and down, because otherwise it's going to get crunched and they're going to fit a sideways video into a skinny video, and it doesn't look right. It just doesn't feel the same. Let's see what else we've got. Best lighting based on skin tone, race, and ethnicity. So the main thing is just making sure that you are well lit. If you are paler, you need less light, and you can have a little bit more light in the background. If you have a darker skin tone, I recommend you need a little bit more light actually on you or on the subject, and you need less light on the background. So you can let the background fall out a little bit, and then focus the light more on yourself. The color wise, I don't really find a difference depending on skin tone. The main thing for light color and temperature is that it's all consistent. Your camera can auto white balance depending on what the light is. It just has to be consistent. So if you have a source of light that's blue and a source of light that's yellow, it can only balance one of those. And so if it balances to the blue light to make that look white, you're going to have a bright yellow on your face or bright yellow somewhere in the video, and that's going to be very distracting and not going to feel correct. So that's just a general for anybody. That would apply for anybody. How do you get videos in landscape and portrait format? Okay, perfect. So you don't have to use two different cameras. What I do when I make videos for clients who I know are going to be using them in both formats, first I film in 4K, which is going to be a double the size of what I just said, the 1080 by 1920 or the 1920 by 1080, depending what size you're doing. It's going to be double that size. So I film horizontally in the 16:9 at 4K, which makes it bigger. Then I edit the video that's going to be in landscape, crunch it down for the 1080, and then I copy the video, timeline, create a new timeline with what I've edited. I then change the sequence settings to be 1080 by 1920 to be portrait. And now, because you've filmed in this bigger size, it will fill the screen up and down. You don't have to zoom in at all. And you just have to reposition everything. So you just move the video from left to right, depending on the shot, to make sure everyone's in the middle and not cut off. It's another thing also just to be mindful when you're filming. If you do plan on doing reels or the portraits, you want to put people in the middle of the screen. Typically, the rule of thumb when you're back in the day when you were filming horizontal only was you always put people on thirds. So you cut the video, let me see, cut the screen into thirds like this. And you see I'm in the middle of the screen. You wouldn't put me in the middle. You'd put me on this third or this third of the screen. You can't do that for reels or for TikTok videos. If you plan to do a portrait video, you need to film with the person in the middle of the screen. And that'll just also really help when you're doing that conversion. But you don't need to film with two different cameras. You just have to adjust the way you're filming up front to be prepared for that. I don't know if you can get hashtags trademarked. As you see, I actually have done a lot of video work with patent lawyers. I am not a patent lawyer. I have just worked with them and have listened to hours and hours of conversations and video tips that they have. If you want to go to Gearhart Law on YouTube, they do have a lot of questions like this they answer. From my limited knowledge, part of trademarks and patents and copyrights are that they have to be unique. So I actually could not trademark my company name, Angela Wolf Video, because video is a generic term that everyone owns the right to use. Angela Wolf is also too generic, and it's my name. So traditionally, I would not be able to trademark or put a patent onto my name. Patent's not the right word for it, but for something like that. So you can't trademark hashtag, oh my goodness, I can't even think of something right now. You can't just, hashtag hello, right? You can't trademark that because it's too generic. So I'm not quite sure if that's something you can do. Also, the point of a hashtag, honestly, is that other people are using it, and when other people use a hashtag on a video, and then the audience sees that video and likes it, it tells the algorithm, hey, this person likes videos with this hashtag on it. And then that's how the algorithm sends your video out to those people. So you wouldn't want to protect a hashtag from other people using it. The point is that people use it so that they can find your video. When you see 13 engagements on a Facebook brand page, what does that mean? So engagements on Facebook are pretty much anything that is not just scrolling past it. So if they like it, if they comment on it, if they share it, if they save it, you can save Facebook videos and posts to see later. If they do any of the emojis on it, you can, instead of just liking, you can heart it, you can frowny face it, all of that, any of that kind of stuff that is more than just scrolling past the page or the post would be considered an engagement. And the more of those you get, the more your content gets pushed out to people. Okay, so then we were asking about the back of the camera phone. Back camera, yes. So there are multiple cameras if you're using your cell phone. So we've got the back cameras here, and then you've got the selfie photo camera here, right? So when you're like doing a selfie and you're walking and talking, and you're doing this kind of a video. The back camera has more pixels, better sensors, like for light, like in low light, the back camera is going to be a lot better. And they typically have different lenses. So mine only my husband's have 5 lenses on. I don't know why he needs a camera like that, but mine only has 2 lenses on it, where it's a wide lens specifically for wide angles and then a regular lens. So that gives me the option. So if I wanted to zoom out or zoom in, the lens is doing the zooming, and it's optical, which means it's native. The lens is doing it. It looks good basically. When you're doing it on your front camera, you only have the one front camera lens. It is a wide angle because it's expecting you to be close to your face, and wide angles make distortions. So they'll distort things to look a little bit different than what they typically do in person. So that's one reason it's not great to use it. They're worse in low light. They have less pixels. And so it's just not as good of a camera. So if you're doing a TikTok video where you just want to jump on and say hi to people real quick, front facing selfie is totally fine. If you're doing a more professional video, you want to show something in low light, you want to make a brand video, something like that, definitely use the back camera. Yeah, so I had someone ask the name of my camera. So right now I'm just using the webcam on my computer, and I have an iMac. The camera I use for when I'm filming with people, I have, oh my goodness, I have a whole bunch of them. I use Canon cameras. So the easiest one to kind of jump in on if you're new to cameras would probably be I have like the 5D Mark IV, which is a little bit older. It's not a mirrorless, but that makes it more affordable, and it still does 4K. It's really wonderful. It's great for photos and videos. And that's the one I would probably suggest. I also have like a C series of theirs, but those only do video. They're way more complicated. They have logs, and you got to worry about the audio inputs, and that's like their professional brand. And if you want to film in 8K is what someone just asked. If I film in 8K, will that be okay? Honestly, no. My argument with 8K, the bigger resolution you make your video in, yes, the better quality, but the bigger the file size. So there are like Blackmagic cameras film in 8K, they're pretty affordable. You're going to get very big files. You're not going to be able to upload that. I think I saw earlier in the chat someone mentioned about native uploads being cumbersome. If you're trying to upload a video to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they will not take an 8K footage. You will absolutely have to you're going to have to input it into an editing software. You're going to have to export it at 1080, maybe 4K at the max. YouTube will take 4K. But if you do anything above that, you're just really adding to the editing process, and you're going to need a big processor on your computer to do that section, to process it down into a usable format. Right now, pretty much every social media place nothing will take over 4K right now, I believe. Most of them prefer 1080 or regular HD. My camera. So I have I'll try and type this out. 5D Mark IV it would be my go-to camera I would recommend to check out. That's not mirrorless, so it's cheaper. The Canon 6R, I believe, is their new mirrorless camera. Have not used it. Hear very good things about it, but because it's new, it's more expensive, and you need a whole different set of lenses than what you use on non-mirrorless cameras. So just keep that in mind. And we're getting near the end, and I want to recognize people's times. So let's see. I tried to answer a bunch of these. I know there's a bunch that have been coming in. I think someone asked, like, what does it mean that they look at the pixels? When for the algorithm, when they're looking at pixels, they're looking, I believe what they're doing is they're trying to recognize, you know how like Snapchat can recognize this is a face, over here is not a face. This is a face. This is what they want to put like the little goofy ears on. That's what they're doing with their pixels, is figuring out what's in the shot itself. And yeah, I think we're right at that one minute mark.
Got you. Before we wrap it up for the day, just want to use this opportunity to thank our wonderful attendees for spending out, this 1 hour with us. And I also want to thank you, Angela, for a wonderful presentation. Of course, before we wrap it up, I also want to thank my Tempo SPDC colleagues for their usual cooperation. Without them, the webinar wouldn't have come into existence, and none of us would have been here. Thank you guys, and do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you so much.